Okay. Alrighty. So let's start. So welcome to the Zoom webinar training. And for those who don't know, my name is Jayne Bryson and I'm a naturopath and also business coach for pretty much for Enagic. This is all to do with conversions. But first of all, which actually means is how we explain it in regards to what we have to people and to share exactly what we have. So first of all, what I'm going to be talking about is a little bit about what's actually happening in the market. And the game is really changing. And the game, what I mean by is maybe 20, 30 years ago, we would go into a retail store and we would buy something. That's how it happened. And so just in the last decade, more and more people are actually going online and they're buying things online. So most of the people actually on the call, I didn't personally have to see you. It was really just everything was online. So this is all about, all about conversion. And, at the moment, the thing is that, Instagram and Facebook, there's a couple of billion people on Facebook and also Instagram. And they're the two major platforms that we actually help to build this particular business. And why and how people actually fail at it is because their inability to target their right audience. So everyone has a different type of audience. So when you're actually doing your posts and doing things on social media, you've got to work out, well, who is my audience? Who am I actually pitching to? Because that's a really important thing to ask yourself. So for instance, with me, I'm, of course I can, help everybody in this business, but my target audience would be women between say 40 to 55, perhaps with children, old children, maybe looking for something, part-time. I'm looking for professional women that really want to do a side gig, that are interested in getting another stream of income. So that would be my target audience. Another place where we fail in social media is that we're actually not doing a call to action. And the call to action when you're doing your posts every day is not every single time, but you've got to give someone an opportunity to either go to your website, download, your free ebook on alkalinity and acidity, give them something for free. So on the website that I have, which is jayne.yourbody.is-water, I've had the opportunity that people have actually come in on that on my Instagram account, and they've actually come in and they've got the free ebook in regards to the acid and the alkalinity, and that's how I'm getting a few leads, which is coming in on Instagram. So what else is actually happening on Facebook is that they're going to be going into, and this would be for people that want to run ads on Facebook, and they're going to be, next year, they're going to be putting out a cryptocurrency called Libra, and they're going to be doing micro payments online through Facebook. So when you're actually, when it's going to be a commission-based or you're buying ads on Facebook, everything's going to be cryptocurrency. So that's the future, and that's for next year. And we knew that Mark Zuckerberg was actually going to be going into cryptocurrency. So that's going to be happening in regards to Facebook because of the micro payments that you can actually take on board. So basically, Grant Cardone, who's a multi-hundred millionaire, 100 millionaire, he does real estate, but he's also a huge guru in regards to social media. So as a suggestion, if you would like to move this through social media, you need to be listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, and also Grant Cardone. So these two guys are pretty big in the social media. One is doing real estate. The other one just helps people getting online, doing their own social media. So video is going to be pretty big. 85% of people that watch videos now prefer to have captions. So when you're talking, people want to be able to read what you're actually saying. So that would be your quick videos, and you can actually go to rev.com, rev.com, and they will transcribe all your video. So when you want to go out and do social media, then it's very, very important for you to make sure that you do that. Okay. So another thing as well, Grant Cardone basically talked about was, are you playing by the rules? And, are you getting ahead in life? So the number one thing he talks about is getting attention. So when you're doing social media, you've got to be really different. You've got about 6 seconds for people scrolling through. So if you don't have a good picture, good quality, if you're not original, if you're not authentic, you're just cutting and pasting everyone else's stuff online, you're not going to be noticed, and Facebook are not going to like it. So if you copy everything from someone's post and you copy it, then what happens is the algorithm will go down, which means that you're going to have less people that are going to be looking on your posts. So whenever you're going to do that, share completely. So you share the whole thing. Or what you need to do is make sure that you cut and paste it, but you need to change at least 80% and put a high quality photo with it. Okay. So that's basically how it all works. So now Grant Cardone also talked about people, and this is sort of where we come in, because what we're offering is really a side gig, another way of making money online. Is this what I do full time? No, I have other businesses. I have multiple streams of income, which I've actually built over a period of time. So what happens is Grant Cardone is saying that 7 out of 10 people don't have money. 7 out of 10 people don't have money. Now, they may have had money, but they've spent it because they have no idea what money is and how they can actually work it for themselves. And 76% of people in Australia and America, I could probably say that, is that they live from paycheck to paycheck, which means that they just have enough money to actually make it through the week, and there's nothing extra. And then once you start putting things on credit card, you're in big trouble, because what happens is you're not making enough to actually pay for the lifestyle that you're actually living, which is a big problem. So right now with the Magic, with the Kangen water, this is a great opportunity to actually do something, maybe 30 minutes a day, learning a little bit about it and learning a little bit about the business going online. There are successful people that do everything online and they get to the top and they're making an amazing income. Then there's other people that actually do water presentations and they want to do it they don't want to do online. They want to do a little bit online, but predominantly they want to do the water presentation. That works as well, right? The way that I do it is everything, every single funnel that I can do. ManyChat bot, I can do that on one of my Facebook pages. I've got funnels happening. I have webinars. I've got a Facebook page. I've got business pages. I've got about 7. I've got different types of styles that are going to bring people in so that I can then explain exactly, what I'm actually doing. Because right now is the key. Gary Vee is actually talking about that the next 2 to 3 years is where you're going to be able to build your Instagram account. It's going to be a little bit more difficult because the influencers are coming up. And at the moment, influencers, I mean, before I go any further, influencers are people that have maybe 1 million followers or 200,000 or 300,000 followers. So these influencers are making a lot of money online because the businesses are actually saying, hey, wear my hat and do a post, and they're getting paid so much money, right? 25K, some gigs they're getting paid, and they're the influencers. Now, eventually what will happen on Instagram, the influencers will be the influencers. And for you to build your Instagram account, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to start then in like 2 or 3 years. So right now is the key is to get your holding and understanding of how to do Instagram, how to do Facebook, if you're doing Twitter, Pinterest, all of these avenues. It's a really, really good idea to actually start, learning. And you can just go on YouTube and start learning it. That's what I do, like one step at a time. I find out, well, how do I increase my followers on Instagram? And then I work that out. So this is what we need to do if we're going to be in business. So Grant Cardone actually brought up a really good point. He said, you know what? He said, all our lives, and this is actually going to be in regards to our conversion, all our lives, our parents say to us, don't talk to strangers. Don't talk to strangers, right? They're dangerous. Don't talk to strangers. Now, the problem is if you carry that information and that programming all the way through your life, guess what? Right now, when you actually get into business, in fact, any business that you are running, you need to speak to strangers, because guess what? Your family and friends may not want to join you in a business. And that's generally what actually happens, right? So it's weird. Okay, so you're in a business and you've been told that you can't speak to strangers, but then you have to speak to strangers to actually run your business, especially when you're in network marketing or you're doing a product that people actually don't know about. Because if you don't open your mouth and start talking about it, how on earth do people know that it's going to be good for them, right? So that's all debunked. Start speaking to strangers, because this is going to help your conversion and it's actually going to get your word out. Now, the number one thing, right, is getting attention. You have to get attention online if you're going to be doing it online. You've got to get attention. People have to know you and trust you. People do business with people that know and they trust you. Nowadays, they need about 12 exposures. So 12 exposures means that people have to see you at least 12 times. They have to watch your lives at least 12 times. They have to be able to see your videos at least 12 times. Maybe you might have to speak to them about 12 times, but that's the exposure now on social media. Now in 2020, which is not too far away, by the way, about 2 years ahead, going with the stats, it's going to be like 25 exposures. So you need to be getting really out there and gaining attention, because people buy from people they know. Like if you're doing lives all the time and you're explaining what you're doing, it could be you could be explaining about your business, or you have something that you're doing online, or if you wanted to go through the Kangen and all the water presentations online, which is great. You can do that too. That's successful. You can do it. People do it. Then what happens is people are going to be watching you all the time. And then when you do a call to action, they're going to feel like they already know you, because you have been doing these lives for quite some time and they know you. So remember, most people are actually watching videos online. So videos are key. If you're not doing videos, if you're not doing lives, you're going to be left behind, because there's someone else that's going to take the rug. You know, have you heard that saying? They're just going to take the rug out right in front of you, underneath you. That's what's going to happen. There's going to be someone who is gaining more attention. They're going to be a little bit more hungrier, and they're going to just take your business. And you will find that your friends that you know, they're going to be speaking to someone else, and they're going to buy a machine through someone else, because you're afraid to open your mouth and go and explain it to someone. And that's the hard, cold fact. So Grant Cardone talks about, number one is investing in yourself. You have to spend money on yourself, investing on your personal development and being aware of where you are right now. And number two is that if you're not making money the way that you think you should be making money, generally it's your skill set. So your skill set needs to be pretty good, and you need to work on it, right? Everyone needs to keep learning all about skills and marketing yourself. You know, you build your own brand. You don't build a company. You are not a company. You are not a job. You can be replaced tomorrow. Well, not always tomorrow, but you can be replaced. You're replaceable, right? So number three is cash flow is king. I know cryptocurrency is coming out, and I know it's there. It's not going away. It's going to build. But for now, you need cash. What happens if the banks close, right? What happens if you can't use your credit card? What happens if you can't get to your cryptocurrency? That's going to be a problem. So cash flow is king. So there needs to be some sort of cash flow. So in regards to the Enagic business, that's great, because every 2 weeks there's cash flow coming in. They don't pay with cryptocurrency. They don't pay with credit card. It's cash going straight into your account. So there are your three things basically that is going to help you be successful. So number one is invest in yourself. Number two, skills and marketing is really, really important. And everywhere you are in your life right now, you have a look around at everything in your life that you have, and it's to do with your thinking, because you're creating all of your reality. So if you wake up every morning and feel really sorry for yourself and you can't do this and you can't explain it to someone in regards to the water presentation, or you don't know, or you're making up all these excuses, it's going to hold you in this holding pattern and you're creating your own reality. So everything is to do with your thinking. Every single thing is to do with your thinking. And of course, skills marketing is really important. And of course, last one's cash flow. You've got to have multiple ways of making money. You cannot ever rely on one or even two or three things. You need to get as many as you can. And of course, and Gary Vee, he talked about right at the end, which was really, really good. He said that, we need to redefine money to happiness, because what's happening is our happiness is probably the most important thing on this planet. And the people that are really happy and the people that are in a lot of joy and people that they believe in themselves tend to get more out of life, and money will flow because money is a byproduct of what you're actually thinking and you're feeling pretty much about yourself, because this whole vehicle with a magic actually works. We have got hundreds of people it's working for. The only common denominator is yourself. So how do you do that? Invest in yourself, up your skills, learn more from the people that are actually doing and getting results. And three is just keep in mind that cash flow and a multiple stream of income is really good. So of course, there's absolutely no shortcut to this. There is no shortcut. This is not a quick, rich scheme. If you want that, go somewhere else and good luck with you, because with Enagic, it's been around for 45 plus years. It will be around for another 45 plus years. Why? Because we have a medical certified device that actually works. We have over 6,500 medical doctors, surgeons, specialists around the world that think it's pretty good. Okay, so that's basically a wrap up in regards to what happened. I just wanted to go through that because that was a day that I spent in regards to social media with Gary Vee, Grant Cardone. There was Elena Cardone, there was Cohen Ray, Adam Hudson, a really good group of people, and they spoke for about 90 minutes, and pretty much that summed up exactly what happened during the day. Of course, there's more, but it's always good. So for myself, I'm always sharpening my axe. I'm always increasing my skills so that I can actually spread the word and pass more information on to you guys, because maybe you couldn't have got there, right? So what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be talking to you about how to convert our warm or cold leads and turn them into either a sale or on the water trial. That is it really. Right? So we really want to either people buy the machine, or we want them on the water trial if they're skeptical and they just want to try it. For myself, I just bought it because I thought, okay, it's backed by the FDA in Canada. It's backed by the FDA in Japan. It's been around for 45 plus years. There are top surgeons in the world that have all their patients on this particular water. I was sold before the water even hit my lips. I bought it. So what I'm going to be going through, my whole intention on this training is, how do you do it? How do you convert your warm and cold leads and turn them into a sale or get them onto the water trial? So this is the reality. This is the reality, is that most people don't buy on the first step. Okay, that's the reality of it all. So what does that mean? It means that they need to have more exposures. What does that mean? They need to learn more about it. So not many people, right, answer their phone, right? In 2019, not many people do. It's like a texting thing, like people just text. So the thing is that texting through Facebook and texting through Messenger, WeChat, WhatsApp, all of these are and Viber. All of these are great. They're free as long as you've got Wi-Fi. You can text and you can send YouTube videos. Exposures mean giving more information until they make the decision. So first of all, the best thing to do is text people that you know, right? And I don't believe that there's actually one script that you can actually use. I don't actually have one particular script that I use. Like, it really, every single person, I am not a robot. The people that I'm speaking to, they're not a robot either. And I always change. Even some people I say dear, some people say hi, some people say hello, some people I put exclamation marks on there. Sometimes I put emojis. It really does depend on the relationship that you've got with those people. If you are not sure about those people, then go onto Facebook and check them out. Do they use 110 emojis? Well, they might want an emoji in the message, right? If they are fairly plain, they don't do emojis, and they're very straight to the point, scientific, they're not going to want an emoji. So I don't believe that I can just give you a script and say, hey, just send that out to 50 people. If you do that, you'll get banned. And I particularly myself, I don't like to get cold messages and spam. There's many times that I've friended someone and within a second, they're like pitching me their business. And I write back and tell them that that's not the way that you do it in social media. And if you would really like to have some advice and mentor, would you like a mentor? Then let's have a chat. And I'm doing that actually with about half a dozen people right now. So because most people get told by their uplines or people in the business to just send out scripts to like 50 people. So just think about it, how you feel when you get a cold message from someone you don't even know. I would not recommend it. There has to be, you're building a long-term relationship with people. That's the way that it works. So if you're pitching straight away with your business and what you have, that is a turnoff. Like, that is a complete turnoff to people. So how do we actually get people to come to us? Like, how do we get people to actually reach out to us and say, hey, what are you actually doing? Preferably, that's the line. You really want people to say, hey, what are you doing? Tony, what are you doing? Tell me what you're doing. Because if you're going to be getting those, that's really the marker that what you're doing on social media is actually working. If you're not getting people that are reaching out to you and saying, hey, what are you doing? Then obviously what you're doing needs to really have an overhaul. It isn't working. So we already know that we need to post regularly every day, at least 1 to 3 posts every single day. Instagram, it can be 5 to 7 posts every single day. Why? Because you need attention. You've got to be doing something very unique and different to gain attention. But again, if you're not getting any results from that, you're going to have to change your tact. Maybe your videos are too long. Maybe you're not getting to the point quick enough. Maybe you don't have the titles on the bottom. Maybe people are not engaging with you. If you're not getting comments, that's also an issue as well. If people are not responding to what you're writing, well, they're not interested. Okay? So the Facebook attraction marketing, there's many ways that you can actually do it. You can talk about water. There is so much information on water. It is ridiculous. It is like the new vogue, talking about water, bottled water, alkaline water. It's really in right now. So we are at such a great time right now to be talking about water. So of course you can put questions, what sort of water do you drink? Post interesting posts. For me, I get bored with the same stuff over and over and over again. So guess what? If you're going to be doing the same stuff over and over and over again, your network is going to be very bored with that. So it takes a lot of innovative thinking, creative thinking to stand out from the rest of the pack. And that, I mean, is that it's a really good idea to really know yourself. What are you really, really, really passionate about? And what do you want to talk about? Because it doesn't have to be around water. Like for me, it's mindset. So I talk about mindset. And then on my Kangen Wealth page, which is our community page, where we show people what we have on the Kangen water, that's where I do a lot of my creativity with sharks, with, you know, the magic bottle in its mouth and fish flying through. I do some crazy stuff. Why? Because I'm getting attention, right? I'm getting attention. So, and even today I was out at a friend's birthday, and this person who I don't really have much to do with, she said, I really love your posts. And I say, well, how come you don't like or love heart it? She goes, well, you know, I don't, but I really enjoy your posts. So, you know, keep in mind that you might have a lot of followers, but they're actually not love hearting or liking, but they're following you. So which means that if you're not putting the call to action and showing people what you're actually doing, how do they know what you're doing, right? So there's many different ways of attraction marketing. You can do live demos. You can do, you know, there's lots of different ideas. Like I go on Instagram, I go on Pinterest, I go on Twitter, and I see what other people are actually doing, what's working, what's not working, what's, you know, really interesting. And I spend time, you know, learning about the different apps so I can be creative with my posts. Why am I doing it? I want to be different. I want to get attention. I want to also bring out my own creativity. And I'm producing and I'm getting my own tribe. And this is exactly what everyone on the call, if you want to be doing this online, that's your intention of creating your own tribe with the people that are interested in what you have to talk about. Okay. With Instagram, you use hashtags. With Facebook, you can also use hashtags. So on Instagram, when you use a hashtag, and if you say hashtag water, then there's actually a hashtag water page. So when people actually do hashtag water, there's like could be 500,000 people on that page. So you have the opportunity that your photo is also not only on your personal Instagram account, it will then go onto the hashtag water account as well. So you have more exposures. Now with Facebook, it will only go to you. So for me, I do hashtag Jayne Creates Freedom, hashtag whatever. Like I do different ones, but Jayne Creates Freedom is my hashtag. So if people click on that, guess what? They're going to bring up every single post of hashtag Jayne Creates Freedom on the Facebook page. Yeah. So with a lot of the Facebook and Instagram, short info is really good, and not like a whole paragraph unless you're doing a different type of page. So people have only got a concentration of very, very short. So they want 1 or 2 lines and then a space, another 2 lines, a space, maybe emoji. So what people do is they're scanning. They're scanning all the way through your posts. That's how it's done. So mix up your lifestyle. So it's a great idea to put like one family shot and then maybe a business shot, or which is like you with your computer on your lap or down the beach or maybe at a cafe, something like that. So mix up your lifestyle, but you've got to really show people what you're actually doing. What are you passionate about? So that when they go to your Facebook or their Instagram, they have got a very clear understanding of what you're actually doing. So, and of course, people love to follow people. People follow people. People love watching people. I love watching people. I watch people all the time. I learn from people. I'm sharpening my axe. I'm sharpening my skills. I'm watching people that are better than me do their stuff. And then what do? I basically duplicate it, but with my own creativity and authenticity. So messaging, this is a really good thing. So there's different types of connecting with people. So never, ever connect with someone and chuck your link in their messenger. Please don't do that. Please don't do that, right? It's about relationship building. So how have you been? Like you say, how have you been? I've just been thinking about you today. Cool. How are you? You might not even pitch your business on that particular time. I did it just recently, like yesterday, actually. I just said, hey, how have you been? That's all I've written. I've been really good. How are you? We're having a conversation. Then around 50 lines of conversation, we got an appointment to chat together on, actually it was Friday night. And so to talk about Kangen, because she's been watching me, but I'm not going to straight away just like chuck down it's like I've got to be really careful with how I'm actually constructing the whole conversation, right? So that's how it is, right? So the thing is, you've got to find a date to meet. So you've got to work out after the conversation you started, What is it going to be? Do you want to meet them personally? Do you want to meet them at a party, a get-together, community get-together? Are you going to go online? Are you going to have a three-way with myself? Are you going to chat to them? There's some sort of date or meeting. Is there a coffee shop meeting? If someone that you have would like to go through the business, of course, with the people on my team, yeah, I'll have a coffee date with you. I will go and talk about the business if that's what people really want to do. You've got to be flexible, right? You can say, look, I'm really happy to add you to our Kangen Wealth page. So what you do is you add them to the Kangen Wealth page. And then, of course, on there's a full-on Zoom call, which goes for about 30 minutes. People can watch that. I'm going to be doing, there's lots of watch parties I'm doing there in regards to introducing the machine and what it actually does. You can send out a video with the Kangen presentation. You can do that. You can invite them to a private Zoom call. Or if you have 5 or 10 people, then I can do a private Zoom call with you. That you can do that as well. Three-way call, private call. So these are all your messaging. Again, I don't have like a script. I don't believe in scripts. It's just practice after a while. It's all to do with communicating with people, finding out who they are, what they want, what are their pain. Pain is really important. If you've got someone who's struggling for money, why wouldn't you want to show them this business? If you have someone that is struggling with their health, why wouldn't you share the water with these people? It's about caring for other people. What is the big deal? They can say yes or no. If it's yes, great. Give them the water or talk about the business side. So there's many different ways that you can actually do the messaging. Now, professional people always follow up. That's what they do. Why they're so successful? Because they actually follow up. They have an Excel spreadsheet. They have a diary. They have a book. Professional people follow up. They don't leave people stranded. So if you have someone who is thinking about getting a machine, don't wait 3-4 weeks. It's happened that someone has actually bought it in with someone else because this other person didn't follow up and then they joined another team. So this is what's going to happen eventually in Australia in the next couple of years, because people are going to know other people, and this is what's going to happen. In fact, I was talking to a lady yesterday, and she was saying to me that I talked about the Kangen machine with her. Now, one of her really good friends had one. She didn't know and never opened her mouth about it. But she said, but you have, and you've explained everything. So at the moment, she's here coming and doing the water trial. Am I going to follow her up? Oh, yeah, every 3 to 4 days. So this is the whole thing, is that if you don't follow up, don't be surprised if they're going to go and buy it somewhere else. Don't be shocked. But the only thing is just take responsibility for yourself. And what I do, and of course our team, everyone on the call, we do follow-up Friday. So which means that follow-up Friday is a day that we just follow up people. So that whether it be 1 person, 5 people, 10 people, 20, whatever you can actually fit in on a Friday, could just be 1. At least just follow up 1. Send a message. Send a video. Say, hey, just thinking about you, thought you might want to watch this video I've just discovered. Love whoever, right? So do that. So remember, people need many exposures before buying. Send more info, videos, YouTubes, PDF info. Do that. Hello message. You could actually have I don't know, I've got my bottle here. I could just send a photo of me in the bottle. You can do that and say, hey, I'm just thinking about you, or cheers, have a great Friday night. I did that actually a little while ago, and I connected with all these amazing people. So, audio messages are really good, just a quick follow-up. Invitation for the page. Hey, thinking about you. I know you're having a few health issues. I'd love to add you to the page. I really would like you to check it out. Love how, whatever it might be. Always come from a giving, caring heart space. Never come from, oh my goodness, I hope they're going to buy a machine from me. Never, ever lead with the money, ever. The money is a byproduct of what you're actually doing and the service and the value you're giving to people. The more value you give and the more giving you are, then the money will always be a byproduct. The money will always come. It will always come. So another way is, invitation for a demo. Maybe they want to do an in-house demo. In Brisbane, I've been going to people's homes and doing demos with great success. Maybe an invitation for a follow-up call with myself or someone else in the team. So that's always really, really good. So when you're actually talking to people, listening is a really, really good thing. So learn to ask questions. And I think that learning to ask questions is amazing in this business, because if you're going to just say, hi, how you going? And they say, what do you do? And you blurb on like it's like diarrhea coming out of your mouth about Kangen, people are not going to be interested, right? So learn to ask questions about them. So this is socially, this is like on the phone, anywhere you're actually doing it. Learn to ask questions all about them first. And once you do that, you're going to then get an opportunity to then say something like this. If there was a way I could provide amazing hydration for you, that would be free. I know it could benefit you in so many different ways, from increasing your acid in your body to getting more toned. Would you be interested in, taking a look at it? That's just like an example. So if I was talking to any one of you on the call, I'm going to be saying, hey, how you going? I heard, just pretend that you're a PT trainer. So I'd say, how you going? I've seen you doing, a lot of bodybuilding activities. I really respect that, you've spent so much time doing this. What do you actually do? And they're going to go blah, 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 blah. And you say, wow, okay, what sort of diet, what sort of food are you eating? And they're going to go blah, 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 blah. Then you can say, well, what, have you got any issues with your health or what's going on? They're going to go blah, 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 blah. And then in the end, right, because they're expressing everything about themselves, this could actually even be like a stay-at-home mum that's breastfeeding their child. You can say, how's staying at home with your baby? How are you finding, financially, how are you coping? And then that woman's going to go blah, 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 blah. She might even say, hey, yeah, I'm actually looking for something that I can do at home. You can go, wow, really? What sort of thing have you been looking for? And they're going to then give you lots of answers to the questions. Then what happens is then you're going to be able to reframe it and go, you know what? I've been thinking, just by what you've been telling me, that, you're looking for something at home. You're really interested in your health. Would you be open to having a look at something that I'm actually doing? It's to do with water. You can be straight out. I don't believe in doing any secrets. Amway was like 50 years ago. This business and magic is like Amway on steroids, because guess what? We have the internet, we have skills, and we have the know-how to actually move this product really, really quickly. It's really, really exciting. So, of course, after all the follow-up, right, you can say, is it better for you to come? Say if they go, yeah, well, I wouldn't mind trying the water. And you go, great, because guess what? We have already created a whole 30-day email campaign. All my team, you guys need to do is basically give me their name and their email. And guess what? They're going to be on a 30-day water trial email campaign where they've got like 8 or 9 different videos of me talking a few minutes to educate them a little bit more about being on the water. So that's going to be great backup for you, because we need to work as a team. The better we work as a team, the better it is, right? The quicker the business is going to grow, and the more machines we're going to be able to have in people's homes so that they don't need to have too much medical intervention pretty much in their life, which is great all round. So, of course, when you're chatting to them and they say, hey, yeah, I wouldn't mind drinking the water, say, great. Okay, is it better for you to come to my home and pick up the water, or is it best for me to drop the water off? You could say that, or you could say, look, twice a week at 7 o'clock on Monday and Thursday night, I have 7 o'clock and I have many people that come and get the water. You really feel free and come and get the water. You can say, I can order some Enagic bottles, or you can go to Bunnings and get the 10-litre one, whatever is going to be best for you. Come around, and then I'm going to give the water for free, and I do that for a 30-day trial. This is very, very successful. So I've already set it up for the team. So why not actually use it? So when they actually, when they start with sharing, when they're actually drinking the water, right? And you're sharing it, then what actually happens is it doesn't only have to be you. Once you get going, you can team up with other people. There's different people that would like a Kangen machine in their restaurant, right? In clinic owners, naturopaths, doctors, dentists. In America, there's many medicos that are actually, they've got them in their restaurants and clinics and all different types of businesses. I mean, Rio Tinto, which is one of the major mining facilities over in Perth, they have decked out their whole mining facility with Kangen machines. I mean, it's crazy. So, if you've got all these people that, if you've got contacts, I don't know your network, but this is probably a really good time to reach out to these people, right? So, of course, the Kangen water trial, I briefly talked about that. So a dark blue water container is the best. The one at Bunnings is okay. There's a 10-litre one. It's about $13. I picked up a few more on Saturday. The hydrogen it's subjected to heat, time, movement, and air. So after about 1 or 2 days, the hydrogen will leave. It is the hydrogen that has most of the properties for people. So it's in their best interest to get the hydrogen. And of course, we use the AWeber 30-day trial. All I need is name and email. I send them an email. As soon as you give me that information, they will then immediately, within like 10 seconds, get a confirmation email that they need to confirm. Boom, they get my first introductory video, which is about 2.5 minutes explaining the different types of water, okay? And I congratulate them on trying the water because it's a big deal, right? So every time when they collect the water from you, then it's a great time to educate them on something different about what the water can do, because it is way more than just making drinking water, as you all know. So they are not to drink. You've got to make sure you educate them as well that they're not to drink anything other than Kangen water in between all the meals. So we know that if they drink like a can of Coke or those mother drinks or lemonades or soda waters, anything with sparkle stuff in it, it's acid. So a cup of that is like 50 cups of the Kangen water. So I don't think people are going to drink 50 cups. So there needs to be a certain amount of commitment. So in between meals, it's just got to be the Kangen water. And, also educate people on the Google copycats, which there are different types of water machines out there, but they're not medical certified machines. And Enagic have actually taken them all apart, and you can actually see that the insides are very, very different. They're made from Korea, Taiwan, China, and they don't have the durability, long term, and they're not medically certified. So which means that when if you buy a second-hand Kangen machine, the company will not cover you. So it has to be done through a distributor. So even when people go on enagic.com, which is the major website, there's websites all around the world, it has to go through a distributor. So they can't just go online and just buy one, which is great because that protects our business. So that's it from me in regards to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this call right now, and I'm going to be opening up the lines for anyone who has any questions. So for those that are rewatching this, wherever you are, even on YouTube, please, there's all links below this YouTube. And it's bye from me.